Welcome to V8 Nation, talking all things motorsport with Rick Kelly and Paul Dumbrell.
Hello everybody and welcome to V8 Nation. Rick Kelly and, well, Rick Kelly tonight with myself, Cameron Luke. No idea where Paul Dumbrell is. We might try and find him very shortly. How you doing?
Well, this is good. I got my feet up on PD's chair. I'm actually sitting in his spot using his mic, his headset. I like it. It's nice and quiet in here. No one picking on me.
Hang on.
Don't want to butt in here, Rico, but you'll sound a lot better. You'll sound a lot better and a lot smarter speaking out of my microphone. It's quite a good one. So.
And now, PD, thanks for joining us on the phone. We were able to get you after chasing you for 3 days. Fly fishing, are you, or what are you up to?
Oh, mate, just at the motor show, mate, looking at a new car. You know what it's like. No, no, we're just obviously en route to Townsville for this weekend. So. Might go up a little bit early, do a bit more work up there, more than what Rico probably does, but that's all to be expected, isn't it?
Just at the motor show, mate, picking up another Aston Martin or something, are you?
Yeah, that's exactly right, mate. Thank you.
It's been pretty big week in the world of motorsport, and about 7 days ago now, the news, so you're going to be heading to Texas in 2013. Well, I'm not sure about PD because he's unsure about his future, Rico, but some great news for the sport.
I think if we head to Texas in 2013, which we are for 5 years, which is extremely exciting, even if PD's not racing full time, if he decides to step back, you're coming over there just to support your mate Rick, aren't you, mate?
Yeah, I won't actually come to the track, but I'll certainly be in America. I'll support you from watching on probably Speed TV over there. But how good is that? We sort of touched around the outside of it last week. It hadn't been confirmed yet, but we'd heard a few whispers. But it's just one of the biggest obviously announcements that V8 Supercars have made in the last 3-4 years. It's a huge testament to how the categories run and I guess the professionalism and how cutthroat the competition is. For us to be on the same bill and same sentence as Formula One and MotoGP, which are all racing there next year, 2012 and 2013. So they've done a great job, and it's going to be really, really good.
Exactly. It's not only just that, but racing in America as well. Like you say, to be I guess picked as one of the top 3 categories in the world as far as the circuit's concerned, to bring us over there and race is massive. But to race in America, I mean, most of the drivers have dreamed about that, and if they've ever been asked if they could race anywhere in the world, where would it be? Everyone always says America. Well, largely that's voted number one. We haven't had the chance yet to race in Europe, but the way the category's going, it can only be around the corner. I mean, they've all spoken about boosting the amount of international rounds so that the total rounds for the season is about 18 in a couple of years. I think that's still on the cards. I think there's probably going to be a little bit more in Asia and maybe in Europe. I mean, who knows, PD? We could be on the same scale or same tracks as F1 in a lot more cases.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be great, and hopefully I get a pass over there. And there's a lot of talk about the actual format of the race as well, about whether or not it'll be a 2-driver race. Whether we'll have a US contingent of it as what they've done at the Indy race. So it's going to be some exciting times, and I guess we're going to be able to talk about it for the next 18 months or nearly 2 years before we actually get there. So it won't be the first time we speak about it.
Will you be racing in 2 years, PD?
I will be racing something, Rico, in 2 years' time. Now, that could be triathlon, that could be
PlayStation,
NASCAR, that could be PlayStation.
NASCAR, yeah. NASCAR, Formula One, your options are unlimited, PD. I want to ask you, though, 2-driver over in Texas, what do you think? Do you think it might happen?
Well, I think it will. Who would have ever thought that the Gold Coast Indy race would have been the 2-driver race to start, even without the internationals? That I never ever saw that coming. And then to add the international contingent of that, and then getting the calibre of the people over from overseas. So all those 3 things I thought were unattainable for the Gold Coast. To have, I was probably the luckiest guy there last year. Indy 500 winner, IndyCar champion, F1 world champion, Jacques Villeneuve driving my car. And sort of able to show him how to do the whole V8 Supercar thing.
Taught him a thing or two, didn't you?
That actually brings us to a really, really good point. Actually, which just I usually are very astute and remember every single thing that Rick does. Just that's why we started this radio show. I texted him one morning, quite early at Indy, and I said to him, "Mate, have you seen this article on the internet?"
Oh no.
And I can't remember. I'm going to actually dig the article up. I don't have it in front of me right at the moment. But Rick literally gave Jacques Villeneuve, as I said, F1 World Champion, Indy 500 winner, IndyCar World Champion, the biggest spray you've ever seen. Like, he doesn't want to be here. He's not that good. Go back overseas. All those type of things. And I said to Rico, I think Jacques wants to actually have a few words with you. So I said to Jacques, he goes, who are you friends with in the category? I'm like, Rick Kelly, he's a good bloke. He goes, well, I said, well, actually, I might change my mind about that. Have a look at this. And anyway, yeah, there was a bit of a funny story, Rico. You actually got misquoted, allegedly misquoted, if you stand to be corrected.
I don't like it when you throw me under the bus over the phone because I can't push the mute button on your microphone. I haven't got the button to hang up on you either. But
Did you spray him, Rico?
I actually didn't. I was talking to a journo that had flown over from America for the race. A lot of international journos had come over. It was a big event, and he was saying to me, Jacques having trouble getting in and out of the car, and I said, I think you need to do it in about 18 seconds, and I think he's about 25 or 30 at the moment, so he's got a little bit of work to do, but he'll get the hang of it. And anyway, the guy in his article on that website completely threw me under the bus, and normally for me, I'm not too concerned about that, but when it's someone like that of that caliber, like PD said, F1 World Champion, I had to go up and apologise and explain the situation, and I've never been so nervous and red-faced in my life. It was quite tough, but not an ideal situation, but I think he understood what happened there, and he also understood that PD showed him the ropes there, and he's much better for coming over and driving with PD as well, which was good from both points of view.
Hey, PD, in all honesty, though, were you hoping that he just slapped Rick when he tried to go up and apologise?
Well, I was just hoping, when Jacques passed him on the track, just give him a bit of a left-right, off the track. But Jacques, he actually was pretty cool dude, really. He nothing really fazed him at all, really. He came in and did a few pit stop practices and said, you start the race. I'm too slow getting in, so So it was actually pretty funny in how he went about it. But I guess it shows the testament of how good those guys were. We did a test day, 2 or 3 days before the event, and literally within 10 or 15 laps, and it was sort of semi damp at one of the stages. They were right up to speed. It was incredible, but no, it's good. They're always going to be that good, and unfortunately, Jacques can't come over this year, which is disappointing. But certainly the calibre of people they'll get is going to be second to none. And I guess going back to your first question, Cam, the Texas, if they had an all-American race and they somehow penciled it at a weekend off from the NASCAR weekend, it would be one of the biggest rating events over there, I reckon. Rico, don't you reckon? Imagine if you had like a Montoya, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Jimmy Johnson, Mark Martin, all these guys, the Kane brothers, how good would it be to actually have them driving our cars? And you literally would get, I would hate to know what the crowd would be to you get there.
I'd love to know. I don't know why you'd hate to know.
Well, yeah, hey, I would love to know. It's a figure of speech, okay?
I think you're on the money. It's a really, really good idea. NASCAR, obviously, I think they almost race for 36 weeks straight, so it would be very difficult with our calendar planning and theirs to try and fit a weekend in where they're not actually racing, and it might almost have to be a midweek race. But I think you're dead right. All those guys, I think, have expressed a lot of interest to drive a V8 supercar. It seems to be on the to-do list of a lot of sedan drivers from around the world. We've seen a lot of them come over and race at Bathurst and try their hand. And I mean, when we take our category to their country, to their home, I'm sure that they would love the opportunity to do that. It would be a massive, massive event, but hard to orchestrate. So I'm sure they've thought about that. That's, I guess, where the news has come from to consider making that event a two-man race. And we'll see where it leads, but certainly it would be exciting.
Yeah, well, Rico, knowing you and the Kelly Racing team, you would have already started negotiating with a couple of guys over there, wouldn't you?
You are on top of it, aren't you?
Just answer.
I know Rico too well, and I didn't know anything about that at all. And I reckon he's already thrown a few emails out there. It's unbelievable.
Any ideas? You throw us a bit of a bone, Rick, where you might be looking?
No, come on. Everything that happens in our team, you guys break on this radio show, and I end up going home with my tail between my legs because I know I'm going to get in big trouble.
Hey, boys, you already mentioned the US very high on a lot of drivers' sort of ambitions and excitement levels going through the roof that you're going to be heading over there. Where else in the world where you haven't already raced or haven't already got a race would you like to go outside of the US?
What's that country where Borat's from? PD's, that's on his to-do list.
It's what was it?
Kazakhstan.
Kazakhstan, yeah.
Jeez, you're working beautifully, PD. So you'd like to race there?
Well, no, I didn't say it. Rick said it.
Rick?
Yeah, Mankinis. Rick's all about the Mankinis. He's actually got the person, Grant Denyer, who's hosting the infamous V8 Supercar Showdown presented by Shannon's. I actually know that more than you.
Hey, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about that, PD. We might touch on it at the end of the show, but we better not go too deep into that because Rico is being very tight-lipped. Very tight-lipped.
Well, I'm just talking about the host. But Grant Denyer actually saw one morning on a sunrise cross in a Mankini. So Rico's actually got a Mankini wearer, involved in his team this year.
Okay. Hey, Peter, do you remember that time when we were talking about having guests? We've had Sam Newman on, Naomi Robson, people who love their motorsport. We've got some big guests in the next couple of weeks. Remember that time Rick said, hey, I'm doing a TV show of Grant Denyer. We'll get him on the show. Remember that time?
Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well, it was 6 weeks ago, and Grant yet to be on V8 Nation. Is he far away?
I thought we wanted to save him up for a special occasion.
Oh, okay.
No?
Okay. Well, I thought every week was special on this show, but obviously not. If you'd like to get involved, V8Nation at crocmedia.com. There's a few Twitter comments coming through as well.
This is V8 Nation with Rick Kelly and Paul Dumbrell.